Welcome back to Life After Prison on my YouTube channel, which is The Apple Don't Fall Far From the Tree. I want everybody to come and watch this. This is an interesting topic I'm talking about today. One of the main things that I recognize, some of the challenges upon getting out of prison, one of the biggest ones was finding a job. Trying to get employers to look past your past and some of the things that you've done. One of the things I did when I got out to find a job was, first thing first, I made sure I had a super tight resume. My resume was built upon past experiences and as well as my prison experience. Why prison experiences? Because those are jobs as well. In Minnesota, they had a company called MNCOR. Pretty much MNCOR run all the penitentiary jobs in Minnesota. So that's a real life company. So what I did was I took MNCOR and put that on my application. You know, I said I worked in the kitchen. I put kitchen. You know what I mean? I said I worked in the kitchen, so I put the kitchen MNCOR. I worked in the yard. I put yard. I worked in a unit. I worked housing, janitor. Applied to MNCOR, because that gives you the space and fills up gaps in your prison resume. You know what I mean? I mean, not the prison resume, but in your resume itself. Fill up the gaps that'll be empty from not being able to have employment during them years you was locked up. So when they look at your resume, it looks as if you have work, but you have work. Working in prison is a job. You know, it's a real job. They make you go, you work, you get up, you get paid for it. It's a job. You know what I mean? It's just that it's in the prison setting. Another thing that you do is you need to practice. You know, practice talking to yourself, practice talking in the mirror, practice talking of how you're gonna respond to some of the questions that you get on the interviews. You know, but the main thing, in order to get the interview, you gotta have a real super tight resume. Then when you fill out the application online, it's always good to work with an online app. You know what I mean? That you can automatically upload your resume, because a lot of us get out of prison without computer savvy. So going to using a site that has everything set up for you is always like one of the best things that you can do. So once you get yourself set up in a site that you can kind of upload, you go through looking for jobs. See, a lot of us, we can't have high expectations start right off. Sometimes you gotta work yourself in. I got out, I had a boarder's license, so I just thought, man, I'm about to go make $37 an hour on a boarder license. Couldn't find out, I had my specialist license. It wasn't enough for a lot of jobs. Plus, the halfway house wouldn't allow me to move around. So the halfway house, they want you to stay stationed at one job, and not be able to move around to like different sites, different like construction, you know, different sites, stuff like that. They want to let you work those type of jobs. So being a baller operator, I would have to, most of the jobs, they move around different apartment buildings, checking borders and stuff. So I wasn't able to do that. Plus, I found out that I needed more training than what I had. I knew about boilers, but I needed maintenance training and stuff like that. So that's something I couldn't do at the time that I was in, you know, halfway house. So I had to find something and be okay with finding something. It's just a step, you know, to get you in the right direction. You get employment, you get employed, you get employment, you get your foot in the door. Well, before that, you're employed and get a job so you make money, so you won't get tempted to do other things. So you get yourself ready for the interview. You sit down, you do mock interviews with other people, you talk to yourself in the mirror, and then you start getting yourself prepared and ready to be, so you won't be uncomfortable or nervous while you're having your interview. You know, you want to have a lot of confidence. You want to absorb. You want to learn about the company in which you're going to talk, going to interview for. You want to do your research, go online, Google it, figure out what the objective for the company is, find out everything you can about the company, so that you can kind of have a heads up of what they do, what they produce, what they're into, what their concepts and policies, stuff like that. You try to have a nice sound, background on the company. Next, you tackle the question, because you don't want to leave this question unheard. Right now in Minnesota, but I'm thinking the rest of the country too. But right now in Minnesota, they can't on the application can't ask you about felonies, but they can't ask you in interviews. So you want to always be ready to address the fact that you have a felony. You want to be able to speak short, brief. You don't want to go into elaborating about I got caught up. Certain words you don't want to use. I got busted. They hemmed me up. It wasn't my fault. You don't want to do none of that stuff. You just want to explain it, and before you done explaining, like say once you're done explaining, you want to talk about how you did what you did to change that, and where you try to project yourself in the future. You know what I mean? So like say for instance, I was convicted of a drug offense. A third degree possession drug offense. During that time, during my time in prison, I learned how to do yay. I took treatment, I took classes, I took anger management, I took things that was going to help me get myself together for a new life that I was trying to conquer. You go on and on, you don't want to go on and on. You want to talk about the crime, what the crime was, what you did to solve, what you did to get, solve it, and then from there, what you do, what your plans for the future are, and how the company be an asset of having you, someone who has your experience or been through things you've been through, and how that can help the company better itself. You gotta know that you're gonna get rejected. A lot. Maybe not, but you gotta keep fighting until you find something entry level, get yourself in there, work that for a while, and while you're working that, find you something else that's better, But get yourself a foot in the door. The reason why I say get your foot in the door is because the money aspect of life is not gonna stop. Things out here, it costs, things out here, bills don't stop. Things out here, you need a vehicle, you need, housing, you need clothes, you need medical, you need all these things you need upon getting released, which will help you assimilate back into society. That's the key, assimilating back into society, not as a drug dealer and not as a criminal. You want to assimilate back in society as a human, a regular person, a good-hearted person, a good mentor, a good mentee, a good father, a good, things of that nature. That's the key of getting a job. That was one of my hardest obstacles getting out of prison, was finding a job. I applied for about 40 jobs before I got the one I got. And I went on like about 10 interviews before I actually got the one I got. And I had to sell myself. I had to learn how to sell myself, I had to be confident in who I was and what I was about. This is very important, the interviewing process, because you don't know what these people, they might have backgrounds themselves, or they didn't have, got family members that have been incarcerated and going through some things. So not, don't automatically think that you're not going to get it because you've been locked up. That's not true. Also, one of the things that I learned was getting over the aspect of the shame part of being locked up. We all come out, we kind of ashamed of what went on with us, what we went through, how we went through it. So yeah, you got to get past that aspect of the shame aspect, and get to the point in your life to where you can be confident that you changed, or you're a changed person, and that's the avenue you want to take. Getting a job was, like I said, one of the hardest things that I went through. But once I got the job, then there's so many programs that help you with bus cars and work clothes and all types of things. If you guys want to know some of the places in Minnesota that help you with that stuff, comment at the bottom, and I send you links to different places that small sums that give you shoes and boots and work clothes, brand new work clothes, get ready to help you with a bus card. Ramsey County Community Action. They help you with finding a job and bus cards, stuff like that. Twin City Rise is a good place to go to get your skills back up to par. To find a good job. Your POs, the probation officer, lean on them. You know what I mean? That's what their job is there for, is to lean on them and see what they have and what resources they have and stuff they got. All these things are in place to help you become a better person, a better man, a better father, a better friend. You know what I'm saying? All these things to help you become a better person in society. So that was one of my biggest obstacles when I got out of prison, was finding a job and securing and maintaining employment. I want to say thank you guys for checking out my page, my YouTube page, my TikTok page, my Instagram page, my Facebook page. I need you guys to subscribe. I need more subscribers. I need people to check me out. Come check me out and see what I'm talking about. Like I said, once again, my name is Aki, and this was Life After Prison. Apple don't fall from the tree. You know it.